Yes, we're back in the ball again! And the Red Star has returned.
Wow,
yes.
missed it, big man. Missed
Do you
it.
know what that's going to fall?
No, it's no.
That's sliding right after.
No, it's
Matches your trackie as well, and your wedding ring.
Free plaque with his
Wedding
trackie.
ring,
Some deal like that.
I know.
Free plaque with your trackie.
Big Miss Tunchville.
What, how come they're
How come what?
Big
different colours are grey?
Different colours of grey? Fuck knows. I bought that 2 years ago and bought that on
big stuff.
Friday thing that was the same colour.
Love it, big man. I do. I love it.
Missed you last week, big man.
I
Did you
missed
watch?
yous. No.
No?
Nah. I've got, I'd been watching all stuff and...
Who will win?
What were you doing, big man?
What
We
were you
actually
watching?
thought you were on a coaching thing, didn't we?
No, I
Was
was away doing to Centre Parks for 5 days.
How'd it go?
Superb. Kids were fucking pain in the arses.
You said June Lynn were a bit busy.
I was very busy.
I said I don't want to say too
Very
much, but I
busy.
did hear it.
Obviously, they came back to Centre Parks on Friday and Gran has took the kids to Stranraer for... Gran.
Can't
Oh,
hear.
grand.
Gran's took the kids to Stranraer, so me and Lynn had a wedding Saturday. And
Was
Aye,
it's
very
after the
busy.
wedding I was wanting to know.
Aye, very busy, Paul.
Was it busy, huh?
Really
Good for
busy.
you, big stuff.
Had a drink with them yesterday.
Aye.
What a team, mate.
Good company.
Good company.
Met up with Si yesterday. We came for a bit of food and then...
Did you stay out for a while, eh?
Just a couple and then back to being busy.
Sean Keys out on a Sunday anyway. I did. Did you get an invite?
I put home an invite in it.
Aye, he did.
The group, didn't
Aye,
I?
he did, aye.
Must have missed that.
He texted me at 1:45 Friday night saying, do you fancy
Saturday.
Do you fancy a few beers tomorrow?
Oh,
Quarter to 2 in the morning?
Aye.
What we done?
Oh.
I was just getting started.
Have you ever said no to a drink? No, you've not.
Done because Mama says it's on me just now, so I don't want to talk about it.
To be fair, surprised he's here today.
Aye.
Because you're in the doghouse, so...
I always turn up for your work today. My dad always told us that, mate.
I know.
Get as drunk as you want,
Well,
always turn up for your work. You played a big part in his performance at the weekend.
I know.
He was rubbing that lucky star, weren't you?
Aye, you were, aye.
No, you were rubbing it.
I was sorry, aye.
Amazing.
So he's going to need to
Can't
turn
do
the
that
actual
again at
red
the
star
weekend,
this
aye.
week.
You can rub my star anytime, mate. As long as it keeps shining.
Turn that round, your star's still
As
there.
long as it keeps shining.
Did you see that?
I did, aye.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's the one we put the fucking ball underneath the mannequin to make the mannequin look pregnant. It says,
Aye,
big man, I
well
thought you were on the coming.
No, but what we'd done on the front that got taken out was
genius, man.
genius, man.
Did that get
Did
taken
you?
out?
Got taken out. The half inch I got
No
taken
way.
Half incher.
Maybe
Couldn't have
big,
been me then. Must have been you.
out. Big news, Condorrit.
Flying.
So my boy phones us Saturday.
Brilliant.
Never phones me, Jude. Never phones us. Steph's like, Jude, want to speak to you? I'm like, what the fuck can this be? We're going to Dumbarton, obviously, to play. So he phones me. He's like, hi, Dad. And I was like, what's up with you? And he's like, really sorry, you're going to be really angry. And I was like, what's happened? He says, we lost one game today. And I was like, right, who'd you get beat for? Because Geardock used to play them because they're like fucking robots, Geardock. You played
they're
them?
very good.
Wow, what a team.
Aye.
And I was like, off for Geardock again? And he was like, no, even worse. You're going to be really angry. And I was like, what? Who'd you get beat for? He went, Kev's team. He's like,
Wow.
they're cheats. Kev doesn't even make them go to the retreat line. Mate, he's cheating kids out of
Brilliant, big
3
man.
points, man.
Well, here, there's no retreat line for real football, so
Why? Put the kids under pressure.
brilliant.
He said you ref, I know.
Aye. No, I don't
You're
think
asking the kids to call you Keith Cole. that's terrible, that.
Nah, boys were brilliant Saturday.
Well, mate.
Oh, with a big game Saturday. Obviously, a few of my kids that played with a certain team beforehand, and they've come over to me.
Oh, the rivals.
The rivals.
Wee
And
Barry.
there was a wee bit of needle there, but we obviously we hammered them 4-1.
Tell you what,
How were you with the other coach?
I didn't get a chance to shake their hands because they took the off and walked away.
oh, is that right?
So
Couldn't be Boca though, could it?
oh, they beat
A few of your
Boca.
players came down to me.
Boca would
The habits they've picked up is disgusting.
Boca.
Can I get them out? Can I get out them?
Honestly.
Cannot get out them.
Boca. Well, I'm going to actually bring some of the boys. I'm going to take the boys out of training because we've changed the training nights to a Monday, Wednesday. So we're going to maybe come over one
Not
Thursday.
And you,
Just to show Paul what
Joe,
good kids are. Aye.
no, he was explaining to him yesterday there, mate. He's got a master plan, I'm telling you.
Love it, big stuff.
But no, the kids are, I swear to God, kids are amazing, man. Hoovers. See, what any coaching Hoovers for information, Simon.
Is that right?
They suck it in, give them a good information, they take it in, and they seem to try to implement it in the games. It's great to see.
Oh, there was a special celebrity up at Condorrit.
Aye,
wasn't
that's
it?
right. Wee Barry, Larry, Mary and Parry got a wee surprise because Lou McCarry turned up.
Have you been up putting us out last night?
I was turned up the last day and somebody actually said to me, so what one's he, Kevin? Is that Harry, Larry, Gary?
People on it?
I was like, I don't know.
Another coach in that
I
day.
know, a boy said to me, says, what one's he? I says, is that Larry, Barry, Harry, Gary?
And Boca's got a camp on this week.
Aye, flag.
Yes.
Get the name of that.
Aye,
How many kids were there today?
About 50 or something like that.
What's it?
That's amazing, Paul.
So,
What's the theme for the week? Is there a theme?
Farm, innit?
What?
Farm.
Cracking your kid will learn a lot.
What's your football team, Farm?
Your kid will learn a lot for that. Come here, away as a pig, though.
you still
On to more
speaking to
serious
him?
stuff, Si. I noticed you weren't in the team, mate, on Saturday. Early to go.
Because I had a big do.
The 3 points of
Big day
Big
Sunday.
day
But I
Sunday,
seen
I
they
was
scored
keep
early,
missing.
I was like, oh no, because they're right, they're chasing you, isn't they? But
We were honking, mate. There you go.
why would you think that was?
Don't know, mate.
Did they stop trying to do what you've been doing?
But we didn't ask them to play because the pitch was so bad. But we did ask them to compete, mate. Jump, sprint. On
Do you think they
half-time, I had
struggled
a
with
few
that
words,
because you have...
Mate, that probably would be their excuse I had, but...
Who scored?
Mate, it's the basics of the game. You need to do them well, don't you? Big Russell scored for a corner.
Oh, Big Russell Brun.
Big Russell. We had 4 Bruns on it. I think that's the first time that 4 have been on the same pitch at the same time. Jason, Jordan, Scott and...
Simon Farry on the pitch and the 3 points, is it?
So how
No
so
rocket
you
science,
sit with you outside it?
No, I sat in the stand.
The stand,
Thank you. But no, it wasn't the one for the... See, did you hear Ian McCall saying Doug?
That was right.
We were Doug.
It's not a bad point, though, is it?
No, it's a great point. To take a point before the game.
I know, that's a
points,
great point, but I
taking
didn't want to write that. I've seen a good point in chat. I didn't want to say great in case you're like, it's not a fucking great point.
What's wrong with it?
4 points, 3 games to go. How many home games?
2 home games.
Aye, so.
Still want to play for, but
Still a lot to play for. Nothing's done yet, mate.
No.
Dunbarton have got a couple of good players in that, so they've got a good chat. Clyde have been dragged in as well, but between the 3 of us, I think. All right, now,
Aye.
round of applause, lads.
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah.
No, none of you be cutting. Unbelievable, man.
Andy, because you had an unbelievable weekend, you take Grosvenor away and then we'll get right onto you.
Right, we'll sign up. Offer from Grosvenor is bet £5 and get £25 in free bets on any sport. You could have bet on the F1 at the weekend, £5.
Aye, absolutely.
Who was the winner?
Who was the winner? Was it Steve Leclerc?
Steve
Leclerc. Flying,
Aye.
isn't he? He's absolutely flying. Because Verstappen on fell out of it. Verstappen fell off, didn't he? The rest of
Verstappen, Carver done some of Verstappen, didn't he?
stole it, didn't he? So Steve Leclerc could win, and he got away with it.
Sign up at gsport.com/open goal.
Amazing, and always say we do not stop with 100k
No.
on YouTube.
We don't
As always,
stop.
please remember to subscribe to the Open Goal YouTube channel.
What's the next target, Paul?
250.
Aye.
250, right?
250, that's a big one.
500 and
Is your mum and dad decided they no stop neither?
not even no stop.
Wait a minute.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Keith.
Who
can it be?
Who is it?
It's Mary.
Billy Brown.
Don't know.
Billy Brown in it.
Answer it, big man. Go answer it.
0800 XXX. Don't know that number.
Red Star needed.
Red Star needed. Red Star
Star
detected.
vulnerable.
Red Star detected that. Red Star back in the city. He gets a phone call when the Red Star gets back in. They send a
I started
warning.
vibrating and I thought it was my arsehole.
Right, Andy Halliday, talk us through that performance. man.
I know.
Brilliant, mate.
Cheers, mate. No, it was big. It's always a big. I know people are saying that Hibs are not in great form at the moment, but Derby games form sometimes goes out the window. So it's going to be a massive game going into it. But yeah, I've played in so many derbies.
Do you
never
get
scored one,
nervous? Games like that?
Nah.
Get that wee feeling in your tummy?
I think nervous is the wrong word, that wee bit of anxiousness, but I think if you don't have that in your belly before a big game, something's wrong in it. So always looking forward to it, big occasion. Hibs started well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hibs started well and I was taking dogs abuse the first 20-25 minutes.
What do you mean?
Oh, I was taking dogs
What,
abuse
from-
because I skied a couple.
Your fans?
I had a couple, no, Hibs fans.
Hibs fans.
I cut a shot, skied a couple, so it was getting it stinking, so it was good
And you
to
fell
get
on your
away.
ass just before the goal, didn't you?
Did I?
A heavy slip. I was watching Split. Mate, tell me you've seen how long him and Peter Haring hugged for after that goal.
It was like a school
It's
disco.
because he was trying to steal some of Peter Haring's hair.
Yeah, that's true. I was like a school disco.
Mate,
I was shattered,
definitely,
mate.
definitely knobs touching, I'm telling you, man. I'm sure I've seen his. But it was a big day, wasn't it? Because Hugh was meeting the other wives and girlfriends for the first time. How
Aye,
did
he
he
was,
get it?
aye. Brilliant. And he was absolutely buzzing. He even shared his cold beans with me after the game, so
He'd be fuming
Met
to
a lot
see
of
you
TV
with
show.
Harry.
Oh, he was fuming.
aye.
You're disgusted with that.
he'll be
You
feeling
know, fling
that,
on
like.
his high heels at you?
No, it's no shug. He is the old Converse he's hit.
Oh, what, the pure thin Converse?
Aye,
You do the high
that's
top ones,
High
mate.
tops. But your first goal later arrived into the box, mate, when it followed up really well.
Aye, be reverse, aye.
Backing up the play.
I like
I actually think that's a better goal than the first.
No,
the
it's
second.
not, Jack.
Aye, I think that's a better
First,
one.
the second
Is it-
was lovely, mate.
I don't think
it
it's
was
a
a
tight
good finish.
angle. I don't think there was a lot to hit. So
the keeper's never getting your second though because you've hit it with the defender in front of you. So
I
hard
think
to
it's
read that.
quite lucky because I think he goes through somebody's legs, but
You meant that, didn't you?
On a Hibs
Aye.
point of view, the Doyle Hayes, the first goal, you cannot miss that 50-50.
No.
Fit him
No,
like a piece of shit, didn't it?
middle of
Hibs,
the pitch.
okay.
When he went to
Some
fit. No, was
sums
it over? Was it towards their goal, wasn't it?
Oh,
Him and
after Big
Sims.
Ellis, aye.
So see on the Andy on the actual game, but they obviously took the lead. Were they the better team to start?
I think it was nip and tuck, to be fair. They were good on the counter-attack the first 20 minutes. I still think we dominated the majority of the ball at the start, but they had a good couple of passing moves, caught us in the counter. never really created great chances for it. Melkison had a half decent chance, but I still think even in the first half we still had some big chances. Ellis has a 1-on-1, shuts it by a post. Nat hits the bar. Boyce's got a 1-on-1. I've had a couple of shots, so I think it was a good game. The intensity was, mate, it was 100 mile an hour for the first sort of 30-35 minutes.
No, I know we were buzzing for you. Somebody put in a message that kidding on he was buzzing, but deep down he was fuming.
Jealous.
You'd scored 2 goals.
I can see that message is over the top because you're trying to convince people that you're fine. You know, we can see right through it, you're sick.
I've got a proper Hearts legend on the podcast now, mate.
Absolutely, we've got 2 O's on there now.
No.
But you were buzzing though, weren't you?
Of course I was buzzing. Fucking right, I was buzzing. I went Hearts to
Don't like the way that voice went up there.
And the eyes as well, twisting.
Wait a minute here to just clear this bit in the back of my
Get your statement ready, right?
No, I don't need any statement. Listen, I've scored a winner against Hibs and it's an unbelievable feeling, and I'm grateful that Andy was able to fulfil that feeling on Saturday and he scored 2
The second one done, you done it. The second one was a
second one. One with the winner.
Boys.
All these speakers like so you get a Tynecastle going to him.
I must admit that I'm not the only open goal Hearts legend in the It is a wee bit. It'll take a couple of days to get over it.
I'll take it.
But I'll bounce back.
So what happens is Billy Brown then get past to him?
Well, Jim didn't phone me at the weekend.
I was watching him in a sink, man.
Jim didn't phone me at the weekend, so every time I tried to phone him, it was getting diverted to Andy's number.
You're still a legend there, big man.
Is
Still
he?
think your team would beat my team, but
you watched the
My
game,
team would
didn't you?
definitely beat your team still.
Still thinks his Hearts team will beat my team.
My team would still definitely beat that team.
You should do it in the summer. You should play in the summer.
Ball kicking Durham in the morning.
No, you actually played him.
Yeah, I was doing the afternoon night. It's a great game.
But, see, we've never asked you this. What's that Robbie Nielsen team talk like?
It just depends on the...
No, that's no joke here. I actually do want to know, because the reason I asked was, did you see Ange's Celtic put out Ange's before the cup final? Amazing, wasn't it? Like,
to be fair, I always think it's short and sharp, which I think is always good when it comes to bigger games, because we do a lot of analysis meetings during the week. So as players, you know what it's like, it's a lot of information to take. So see if you take all that information and put it into a team talk before a game, you can't take it all in and you start to sort of lose that bubble that you've got inside.
It's just short and sharp, you know.
If he needs to.
Aye.
But I think every player knows in the types of games.
What was Ben Jenkins? I
was going to say, because see when a manager goes, right, if you get in to say, I've never seen him do really good at it, because I always see people coming out that you can't, they're sort of stuttering.
I'm not even just saying that. Jigga and Gordy will always have their input, and it's always something different. They've all got their notepads out during the game and they'll write what they see in the first half. So
I had a coach that would always, when you got asked, what do you think? He'd always say it and stuff like that. I'm not keeping the ball well enough and stuff like that.
I'm nervous.
Stuff like what? But see, when you're a coach and you need to sit, see like 5 minutes to go, mate, I'm sitting thinking, what am I saying if he asks me here?
It's the worst for you.
Mate, see, you always get asked and you kind of go, no, it's just...
But your mind goes blank in that situation and you're trying to say what the manager said and then you eventually just say exactly what he said. That's horrible. But I've never really seen anybody in that position with the manager's coach. Were you getting to say them stepping in and doing a good job with it? Being confident is like that, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? When the guys
I'm trying to think of any like scenarios like that. My
Big Bob Malcolm.
Was brilliant.
He was man.
Oh.
He was quieter doing it, but...
Give an example.
I couldn't hear him. Couldn't hear him, so that...
But mate, following Fergie's hard done.
I'm only joking.
For fuck's sake.
How do you speak after Fergie?
Fergie's obviously waiting to pounce on Bob Ferretti to say he's Ryan, so that's in the back of his mind. What about you? What about, was Billy Brown squeaking and all at times?
They two just would scream and shout and nobody would understood what either of them were saying.
Would they ever argue with each other in front of you?
No, they always had each other's backs, to be fair. But Billy would come in afterwards and be the quieter one. Like once everyone kind of calmed down, Billy would come in and maybe sit down with you and chat. But they were all right. I think if you've got something to say,
just didn't say anything.
Didn't fucking say it.
Seeing Gary Bowen's team talks every game, doesn't matter what game it was, he would always end it with get fucked right in. I swear to God. The biggest game of the season, the Scotty Patterson, their assistant manager, would come in like, right, we'll try and build on the right hand side, that's a weakness. And then by Gary Bowen at the end, it would say, but more importantly, just get fucked right in. Every week.
That's amazing.
Oh, sure. Andy, see when Seafood scored that. When was the last time a player scored a hat trick? Because I was gutted when you taken it off.
When was
that? Can you remember that?
Mate, honestly, I'm not just saying this, but I was gutted because I was thinking like, I've never scored a hat trick in my career, probably, but never will.
Hartley scored a hat trick in the semis for Hearts against Hibs.
So when you've got 30 minutes, because if we get a penalty, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I don't care who gets the ball. So you've still got a chance, but My Achilles was a wee bit sore, so.
What did GMS say to you after it?
Mate, GMS was it Stuart Armstrong's 30th at the weekend?
Oh, mate, imagine that 30th.
Oh, honestly.
Tam Coates was there. Boy Skinner from Man United.
Harry Ramsden's the winner for the 30th. What a party that must have been soft play after it.
Fucking scored, it's not even a rivalry.
Was it a
Thurso versus Upper Tilly. That's a rivalry. They have barberies.
The alcohol, was there?
Oh, doubt it. But GMS was back at the weekend. That was his first game back.
Was he?
Nah, he came on for the last 15 minutes.
How was he?
Said the atmosphere was too loud.
Too loud for him?
It's far too loud.
How are you going to turn that down? Can't even myself think. Bloody hell.
I missed that, he said.
How's the hand? Was his hand on it?
It's well strapped up now.
Is it?
He's got
a strap on, isn't it? He's
got a cute strap on. He's got a cute wee pink stookie for the game. So
amazing. And third place now for Hibs. Guaranteed European football.
For Hibs?
For Hearts,
sorry. Fuck.
Said it a few weeks ago.
Roped them in there.
Said it a few weeks ago. They were guaranteed third, weren't they? Or even had all the games in hand. Hearts have been the third best team in Scotland by a mile.
That must mean if you go to if you win the semi-final, you're guaranteed Europe.
Aye.
Wow.
To December. It's just, next week's massive. This week coming up's massive.
So if you get to the final, you are guaranteed to go to Europe in December?
Aye. So basically, if it's us, Celtic or Rangers win the Scottish Cup, you're guaranteed Europe to Christmas.
So does that mean guaranteed as in that you'll go straight into the groups?
No. Well, we'll go into the last Europa League qualifier. Right. So if we lose that, we're in the Europa Conference group.
Ah, right, got
so,
you.
Obviously, this weekend was always going to be the bigger out of two fixtures for both teams, probably. So,
see, at the end of the day,
job's not done.
I know if I would like to still think that Hearts have got the ability to go out and beat Hibs again this Saturday. I'm pretty sure that's a straightforward thing.
Straightforward, right?
I think so. I genuinely do. I think Hibs are bad.
Right.
I think Hibs are on. I think they're on a free fall side. I don't see where are they? What have you seen for Hibs players wise? What have you that's going to make you think any different?
I don't think they're as bad as
the league.
What they won? Something like 1-11 or 1-11. That's
not in great form. But do you know? Even when you played, that form goes out the window.
I know it does, but I think that when you're playing your rivals and you have that edge on them, and Hearts have had the edge on them for a long time, I just can't see anything else. I think Hearts have been at these were obviously the cup final last year, and I think that Hearts have got that advantage. I think Hearts can see over the line. I genuinely think that Hibs, like you say, they could turn up and it can make it different, but I don't see anything. I think the Hearts just have got better players. I think guys like Barry Mackay there.
Barry Mackay deserves a round of applause.
Barry Mackay, in any team,
he gets red stars off seats, doesn't he?
Oh, aye.
There's good players, but there's certain individuals that turn games and make good decisions that are the difference. And he's that person.
His wee ball through to Sims is even his play for years. He's so good in tight areas, isn't he?
Aye, unbelievable.
He must be pushing Leclerc now for a Scotland place, wouldn't he?
I genuinely, no jokes aside, I think he deserves to be in the Scotland.
I think I would agree with. I would 100% agree because his performance has been excellent.
I think he's been the best player outside the Old Firm
this year.
I think Charles Cook, you can't argue with the amount of goals he scored, so he obviously deserves it. I mentioned as well, along with a few, but for me, Baz has been outstanding.
Does Barry Mackay do things in training that you generally go, wow?
He's done that since, obviously I played with him before, he's done that since back then, but I think now he's got more end product than he did 5 years ago, and his consistency levels. Consistency is massive when it comes to wingers. You've been there yourself, but one game you're unbelievable, next game you're a bit quieter. Yeah. Baz's consistency over the last 3-4 months has been ridiculous. I think he's got... He came in obviously late to the season. He never started the season with us, and he's second in assists in the league.
Is he?
Aye.
Love him.
He's
really enjoy watching him play once upon a time.
Was he a 1 year? Did he sign a 1 year?
He's just signed
he just signed it.
Oh, if he'll be on big door around it.
3 years.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Aye.
But I don't think what people notice is how fast he actually is. Because you don't see him doing, like, he doesn't go mad runs on the telly, but he's rapid.
But that's brilliant. Do you know what? It's good on Hearts because that's what you need to do. That's how you build and you keep pushing. St Johnstone's best players left in the summer.
Yep.
Barry Mackay, keep him there, and you go again the next season. Do you know what I mean?
I did prefer him when he was Robbie Mackay though.
Oh, aye.
He got a wee bit better when he was Robbie Mackay.
He was brilliant as Robbie. The best 45 I've seen him.
Jing Pedro, you seen you still sitting thinking Robbie's flying. Robbie's fucking flying, isn't he?
What's the killing me, Robbie?
Big Taylor Moore. Never knew that his brother cut the grass at Tynecastle. Lawn. I said six.
That's shite.
That's shite. I think that's good. I heard Lawnmower on the radio on the
He tells you that anyway.
I've just got totally that.
The thing is about Europe, if you didn't get that one that goes to December, mate, you're basically getting a 2-week holiday to get knocked out the first round, didn't it?
We'll have a short summer this summer.
Remember St Johnstone done that every year? Was it St Johnstone?
St Johnstone, I had 2 weeks and then played that like fucking fifth round.
And then you're out.
You're out.
Even Rangers, mate. At Rangers, we get like a 2-week holiday to get fucked off a fucking Progress Niedercom or whatever they're called, some part-time team for Luxembourg.
Were you playing that game?
No, I got papped out in loan just before.
Was that the one that Pedro was in the bushes looking for Robbie? It's like for me, Robbie, wasn't it?
He's wearing the grass stains on his knees.
Well, see that story, so just because you mentioned that, was he actually been deadly serious? He thought he was called Robbie?
I thought his name was Robbie. Because we said,
what did Barry
because I was captain for the game and I said, we've not got a Robbie. And he went, that's fucking Robbie there, pointing at Baz. And me, Baz was like, I'm Barry. Mate, it's unbelievable.
Barry's that quiet. He wouldn't
yes.
say it, he's like, I'm Barry.
We've been trying to get him on here for ages, but he says
Mate, he couldn't come on here, he doesn't talk.
Is he a quiet boy?
Yeah, he is a quiet boy. He's no, he comes out of shell and that, but I think if he came on here, he'd be quiet.
Would he?
He's not even the best Mackay. His brother Dan was at me at command. Like he was a good forward.
Who?
Dan
Kelly in that one.
Aye.
What was he? Is that a genuine? His brother played, did he?
His brother Dan, aye.
Right, what? Next Hibs. Mate, that is a disaster, Hibs. Aberdeen as well, not being in the top 6. Wow. Sean, I did see, I think Sean said they were 7th when he came in. But
that's his job, but that's why they brought him
to make them better.
I don't think they should have got rid of Jack Ross when they did. I know they went.
It was a week before a cup final, am I right in saying that?
They were on a bad run because I remember people kept saying it when we said I said they shouldn't have got rid of him, and people kept saying it was a bad run, but you can go like Jim Goodwin had a bad run with St as well at times, and he turned them around. I just don't think it was the right.
It's a tough one because he's come in and everybody's expecting things to change really, really quickly, and they've no changed. So now the pressure's on, and you can see right, he's not had a transfer window. He brought in, I think he brought in Bashiri. Was it Bashiri?
Big Rocky.
Bashiri.
I think he brought him in.
Melkison.
He's not been great.
And to be fair to John, and it's not good to yawn. We yawn. But Nisbet's been injured.
Massive Boyle
left. That's massive. It's hard for.
But Graham Alexander lost Tony Watt and still managed to get hit Motherwell in the top 6.
So. No, you can't. The run he's been on, it's no.
But see, when you look at everyone that has kind of came in mid-season has struggled. Van Bronckhorst, Maloney,
even Goodwin.
Don't even go to Aberdeen, McGee coming to Dundee. Because it's not your players, mate. It's hard to put your style across when you've not got a group of players.
Plus, I always think as well, right, if you're coming in as a manager and you want to change an identity or a style of play or something, pre-season's massive because you've got 8 weeks to work every day, do 2 sessions a day to get your idea across. To come in mid-season with probably a game 3 days later, it must be hard.
Hopefully Hibs don't do anything like knee-jerk reactions in the next couple of weeks if things continue to decline, but I do believe that if Sean gets a couple of the players that he'll identify that can make them better and get a pre-season win, I think you'll see a different Hibs next year, but it's just this short term because I know it's a big, there's 5 games in the split, 8 points behind St Johnstone.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot, but see when you're on a really, really bad run, that could soon be 5 points one week, it could be down to 2 points the week after. You just don't know because...
He should get the summer though, Sean, shouldn't he?
He should, I would hope so. I would hope so, because I think that, like you said, get a couple of players in. How many players do you think they're needing?
But where'd you go and get a player like Matt Boyle, mate? For the money that you're probably able to spend. Such a hard player to replace.
It is, but that's
management.
It's the job, innit? It's management, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Just expected of you, so.
Will it be a successful season if they go and beat Hearts though and get to the final of the Scottish Cup?
And they've obviously been in the final of the League Cup this year.
League Cup, yeah.
I just think getting top 6 for Hibs is a massive failure. But I don't know, 2 cup finals.
I would agree with Paul. I think budget-wise and what Hibernian's playing some of the players budget-wise.
He's been in a while though, Sean. Like,
they should be in.
Just in.
Aye, it's not as if it's 2 or 3 games. We're talking about a lot of games here. I don't want to see anybody get the sack. I obviously know Sean for playing with the Scottish Premiership and Big Garden. I have no doubt that they will turn things around in time. It's just whether you get time. You know what these chairmen are like these days.
But he didn't get time, and that's why I love what Jim Goodwin's doing at Aberdeen. Mate. He's going in there and he's getting rid of anybody that's not on board with him. But you need to know, don't you? Because you get such little time. You've got no time to keep people about who are maybe club legends like Andy Constantine, but you need to win games, mate, otherwise you're out.
Plus, I think the biggest regret in management, if you do fail, is if you failed not doing it your way.
Yeah.
Like if you stick to to what you believe in, it's going to get success. Then if you fail, you've done everything you can. You've done what you believe in. You've done your best.
How did the Jet take the news? He's released the Jet, isn't he?
couple of bad managerial spells, and that could be a manager done. And all the players that you tried to give a chance and try and get you whatever, they're not giving a shit about you when you're sitting with no job. So you just do what you need to do and get rid of them. It's tough. It's a win-win business. And
what do you think about that though, Kev? With it getting to 2 cup finals though, no make top 6.
What is getting to a cup final for unless you win it? For me.
Tell me about it. I've been in 3 and lost them all. It means
I mean,
you're right though.
He looks back and go, oh, by the way, I lost it.
I couldn't tell you well one of my medals is for any of the cup finals because it means fuck all.
See in terms of asking that question, see the likes of Hibs, Hearts, I feel like they should be getting to semi-finals most seasons because you're playing against the teams that like you play in, week out, but you're deemed to have a bigger budget and better players.
Have Hibs got a big budget?
Of course they will have. And on the one-off games, because that's what cup games are, one-off games, you would like to think that over the course of this, Hibs and Hearts should be getting to semi-finals every year. Same, you could put Aberdeen in that bracket as well.
Yeah.
They should be getting to. So
they had the manager that was getting them semi-finals and finals every year. And in the top 6 every year.
He wasn't good enough. They got rid of him. But the thing is, you can't please everybody.
I need to feel for Davy Martindale.
Aye, big time.
Oh, mate, my heart broke for him, man. 93rd minute. He looked so happy when that second goal went when they went 2 up. Should they get a penalty at 2-0 as well on Nicky, I think?
I don't think so.
Do you know that?
No, I don't.
Do.
So you're just changing your mind?
But what I will say is though, right? What I will say is, I don't think there's a lot of contact there, but I don't think, see if there is contact there, it shouldn't need Nicky to fall to the floor for a penalty to be given. He's trying to do obviously the honest thing by trying to stay on his feet to cut it across goal for somebody to score, but I don't really think there's contact there, do you?
Definitely contact with you and Haran. Cox touched him, convinced me.
He's a big beautiful man, isn't he? Big handsome beat. Oh aye.
Nose like mine till it kills him.
On Davy Martindale.
He needs to, I think his punishment should be that he needs to go back wearing the chinos the last 5 games in the bottom 6.
We need to get him on to cheer him up, don't we?
That's a good shout.
Aye.
Davy, please come on.
I love him on.
We'll speak to you.
See,
my fucking trousers up.
What is it?
Pull my fucking trousers up.
We should just put that video up right now again, shouldn't we?
Although they'll be massive disappointed not to make the top 6, I think the objective at the start of the season for Livingston would be to stay up.
Oh, 100%.
So
he said that. I liked it. He came and said that, didn't he? I'll keep it
to
up.
run the top 6 teams close to getting in there, and you've been beat by maybe like a 93rd minute equaliser that's cost you, and then the likes of Malky Mackay coming out Ross County going on an unbelievable run to jump up in there. Livy will feel disappointed, but they'll be overwhelmed the fact that they're in the Premier League again, and they'll try again next year.
You're right with Ross County, but even Livy's form since the winter break's been brilliant as well.
Yeah.
So obviously the start of the season wasn't great, and that's obviously the reason they've missed it. But he's done a brilliant job there. He has. Imagine
him sitting on this table with the chinos on.
Amazing.
Just with the
He's the type of guy though that he would deliberately come on with the chinos.
With the chinos on,
100%.
Surely there's a wee leeway now for him to come on. Obviously,
aye.
They're not going to go down.
Maybe come on. Maybe let you team with the team.
That would be a wee conversation we would have.
Yeah, again, I must say you're looking good, mate.
Wee Tintin's looking brilliant, isn't he?
That fucking fringe. It's Simon for the in-betweeners, man.
I thought he looked amazing when he walked in there.
Unreal.
What was it you said? Say that to me on camera. He's just said it.
What?
Before the start.
He's just having a wee laugh, isn't he?
Let's see the body, come on.
No yet. We're nearly there. Listen, I'll no hold back at all. I'll get the body out non-stop when it's in shape, and that'll sit here.
You've been working with Derek Ferguson's son, haven't you?
No, he's still
No Lewis, but the stripper.
I watched the Keepin show. He's been getting that. What, February?
His boy's been getting it.
Innit?
You know Derek's son's a stripper?
Aye.
That's brilliant, innit?
Derek's boy's a stripper.
What one?
Ross.
Derek was brilliant on the Keepin show on Thursday.
Was he?
Brilliant, I thought.
What was he saying?
Just that
he's so enthusiastic.
He's so passionate about football.
I know, he loves Scottish football.
Tell the story about, I don't know if you want to be frank with sent you the picture, no?
So he called Frank up for not watching the Real Madrid-Chelsea game. And I says to him, you never watched that? He says, I've got it recorded, I'm going to watch it when I get in. And I was like, right, send me the screenshot of the recording on your telly then. And he's like, right. So I get him a housemate. He sends us a picture of sports scene. Saying, told you I watched it, son. Mate, the fuck Real Madrid and Chelsea be on sports scene? He's fucking miles off it, man.
Chris Malumu doing the analysis on Chelsea Real, is he?
He's a hero.
He's gone.
He's completely gone.
His message to you, though, innit? There you go, son.
There you go, son. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend, pal.
He's a hero,
He's unbelievable.
Graham Alexander. He's not received enough credit either.
No, who told us he was getting booed?
He was getting booed. I think he was getting booed, but it was when, I think it was before they played St Mirren, Robinson was going back, and they were saying who will get booed more, Robinson or
Derek was
Alexander.
at one of the games and he said, that's crazy, isn't it? He's another one.
It is crazy, right? But you're saying about Gene manager's times, he had 5 points in 33.
I know.
Like that is that form-wise, that's aye. They had won 5 points in 33, but obviously stuck with him, and he's done an unbelievable job to get them in.
I'm right in saying that he came in, they were bottom of the league.
Last year.
Am I right in saying that? He was the bottom of the league when he came in. Done a great job.
Aye, no, he has definitely.
Great
but
guy, you know.
Stuck with him and seen the progress that Motherwell have made. To be fair, they were flying at the start of this season as well.
And he's done it head to toe in all Saints, which is not easy.
And they lost obviously Tony Watt. But then I like the big boy Van Veen.
Van Veen's very good, mate.
I think one of the see the likes of Hibs or
definitely Aberdeen or something. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Every player that does all right just comes and gets taken away.
And then you're saying to yourself, well, why would you leave Motherwell to go to the Aberdeen? They're not in the top 6. Hibs are not in the top 6, but
cash, innit?
It's cash.
Money talks.
So you sing that again.
But it don't sing and dance and it don't walk. Go on, Kev, finish it. Come on, Kev.
Let's go, right, moving on.
Why is he
No,
so shy? I know I had an accent, you're right.
He's been away for 2 weeks, shows his 2 accents.
I know.
He's a Spanish cat, right? It's drenched. It's
Somebody's just said on his toe.
A Spanish cat that's fucking drenched.
Go on, have you Spanish me out?
Have you got a Spanish accent, no?
No.
You must have.
I didn't, because of the fake teeth. It's hard to get there.
How did you lose your teeth?
Got kicked playing Millwall, went for a dive, and he done the centre half.
Where was the ball in the ground?
On Saturday?
The ball wasn't in the ground.
Went for
Klinsman to do a header.
I dived.
Rather he did it than kick it, man.
Aye, honestly. Played Friday night for over 35, didn't I?
Oh, did you, right?
And shit was fucking terrible.
Was it big man? You're usually laid back, aren't you?
The goalkeeper says to me, I don't know what figure.
You kept your shooting for Lynn Saturday. Wait, you're
strange you kept shooting into his belly. Why'd you keep doing that?
It's terrible.
What, just shooting into people's bellies?
After half an hour and then get sent back on with half an hour to go.
See if he's backing up. That was brilliant. That big shot.
So where were you shooting?
No, who I was playing up front with? Kenny Duker.
Oh, Dr. Goals.
Dr. Goals.
The good doctor.
Me and him up front, some pace.
Who's a better finisher out of you and the Doc?
The Doc.
Aye.
Was he just placing man?
Don't get me wrong.
No, Kenny Duker was shite, was he not?
He missed a good header.
Was Kenny Duker not
Scored a lot of
shite?
goals.
No, he was a fucking...
Scored loads of goals.
I know he spit. It was like...
I don't know
division or something, was it not?
Nice big guy. Great big
Yeah,
guy.
he is a good
Great big guy.
Like, come on, give us an accent, big man.
No, I've not got any accents.
One.
Everybody was going mental last week.
I know.
Polish.
Oh, you're on me.
I'm on something Polish.
Did you see the views for last week's episode?
Polish. Polish bouncer.
Polish bouncer.
Polish bouncer.
And we're taking into the dancing.
You just caught somebody with their trousers down. You've caught somebody with their trousers down.
Polish.
You've caught somebody in the toilet with their trousers down. Billy Brown.
Right down to their piss and one thing, but their trousers are right down at their ankles.
Right, pretend to be a
It was Big Charlie's party piece all the time. He used to go at the urinal, pull his trousers right down to his ankles, stand and get a piss.
Right, you've just seen Big Charlie in there.
Pissing out of the toilet, or there wasn't
Nah, I can't do Polish ones.
No, listen, I'll tell you one. It is the same story pissed, right? And you've told him, and as you've told him, he's turned around and just started pissing out of the wall.
No, he's pissed on you. A wee bit of piss out on your shoe.
Oh, that's why your grey trackies, I think, call it the hoodie.
It's the same colour.
He's mugged you off. He's mugged you off in the piss.
It's the same colour.
Right, come on.
No, I've not got one.
You've mugged him.
You can do Polish, Kev, easy.
German then.
Gee's a Polish one. Because you've obviously had a lot of contact with some Polish.
That's right.
What about Swedish?
Gears like a female Polish and say they were in trouble. And they were
Come on, Kev, just a quick Polish.
I can't do Polish.
Just 2 words.
I can't do Polish. Fuck.
Put yourself in that bouncer. Just picture yourself in that outfit.
Try to think of the only guys that
Polish Johnny, is it Johnny? Polish Johnny.
Oh, somebody's pissing your gear down.
Somebody's pissing you right there.
I don't know any Polish, honestly.
We'll come back to him. We'll come back in a big time.
Let's go.
Maybe a different accent.
Polish.
Polish, you've got that.
Polish
is easy.
Why don't you tell me the week before so I can practice?
You don't need that. You're too good.
You said that about the texting, you know.
I know, I can't do text.
Right, just forget the podcast for 10 minutes, right?
No,
speak, and then just
let's go. Moving on to Ross County.
Why don't you analyse the Ross County game in a Polish accent?
No.
There? Go.
Nah.
This guy's a hero, isn't he?
I don't even know why I put up with this.
No, you're a legend, big
I don't
man.
get paid enough I don't get
You're a
paid
legend,
enough
mate.
for this.
You're a hero.
Yeah.
To do this. You see, try to wind me up.
Nah, people love you, mate. I'm
I
not
know
just
they
saying
do. That's why they love me. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Right, Ross County.
Oh, brilliant.
Standout story of the season.
I said I'll go down.
They were rock bottom at the start, weren't they?
I think he's done an unbelievable job. Got a good guy.
Well organised, mate.
And the fact they've got Regan Charles Cook, you need that wee bit of quality, and he definitely has that. But decent, because did they not lose Big Ross Stewart at the beginning of the season?
I'm not sure, mate.
Nah, I think
Did he leave last year? But
He was a big player for them,
he was, but look, to get from where they were into that top 6 is amazing.
Yeah. But you didn't manage in the English Premier League if you'd organised a team and out of set teams up.
No.
I thought it was just pure long ball, but I don't know if they are as much as that.
No, they're no, mate. They're no. Well, they're direct, don't get me wrong, but
they let their front three
what they're
play,
good at
don't they?
counter-attack, mate. Counter-attack, they're very good. But it's Charles Cook, Hungbo.
So what, did they sit in and then kind of hard to break
And
down
time
and then
break
hit
on
you?
teams, Charles Cook and Hungbo cheat. They stay high and cheat because they know if they can get an out ball to one of the two, they're going to hurt teams. Big Jordan White, obviously up front's the target man that can try and hold up for them. So they've done well. They deserve to be in the top 6 because the run they've went on.
Are they hard to
First
play
10
against,
games
Andy?
of the season, mate, didn't they win?
Are they hard to play
Andy?
against?
First 10 games of the season, never won a game. Aye. We've obviously dropped 4 points to them this year. To be honest, we battered them the first time we went up to Dingwall and drew 2 each. But the game at Tynecastle beat them 2-1. They were unlucky, had a couple of chances late. Obviously the game last week against them, draw was probably a fair result. So they're a good side.
It's a good way of playing that, isn't it? When you've got pace up top. Get yourself well
So
organised.
obviously, like you say with the boy White, he's like the foil. So it kind of like, it just works. Huh?
Martin.
Martin.
No, there you go. There you go.
Martin Foyle. Who's Martin Foyle?
Oh, Martin Boyle.
Terrible. Look, go on you go.
That was worse than London.
That was worth a lot more.
But no,
I'm glad you
listen,
said that.
Malky Mackay's always been out of football for quite a bit of time for leaving England. So to get that opportunity at Ross County and actually produce, like his stock's going to be high. And there might be a few jobs coming up. You never know.
Yeah. Last wee bit on Aberdeen. Will Jim Goodwin's a man to take them back to where they've been?
Yeah, I do think so.
Aye.
But then,
Recruitment's going to be massive.
He never even got a window.
No.
He never got a window to bring in any players or cut players they wanted. So
I can never
he's
see.
not had a lot of games either, has he? Don't get me wrong, their form since he's been in has not been great.
But that's what I liked about him as well, Andy. He never came on after it and said, "Oh, I'm just in, they're not my players." He took full responsibility.
Yeah,
It's not been good enough since I've came in. I'll hold my hands up to that. I love that, eh?
Aye.
The fact he took the job, and I know that like the jobs don't come along very, very often. I mean, you're a young manager, you've got to grasp an opportunity to go and work with Aberdeen as quick as you can, but he took that job knowing he wasn't going to get a window. He had what he had, and he's obviously had the conversations with Scott Brown. So that there, you've got to respect that, the fact that they've had the conversation, Scott Brown's moved on and stuff. But I think Jim Goodwin, I just like the way he speaks afterwards. The games, like you say, he doesn't seem to blame anybody. If it's his fault, he'll admit it, and I just think give him a few quid in the window, and I think he'll get you good players, and I think Aberdeen will be back to maybe challenge to get into the top 6, maybe possibly pushing Hearts.
It's crazy though, isn't it? They're actually now wanting. He's been brought in to go back to where they were at with McInnes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Aye.
Isn't it? But I don't know what they were expecting.
Aberdeen fans were obviously, they were wanting McInnes out, weren't they? They've got to look back and think,
What were we
it's the
doing?
right decision.
He's flying at Kelly as well, isn't he?
Aye. You've got to fancy them to go up now. The Arbroath story's brilliant, honestly. And no team will want to play Arbroath in the playoffs, no team. But I do fancy Kelly.
Mate, I still piss myself laughing that. I think it was one of your first Hearts games, mate.
It's my first, mate.
Your first game. I was sitting in the house. He texts him saying, "Mate, he will fucking hate
Oh
this."
my
I could
God.
just see every time the camera panned to you, like, it's so hard.
It's so hard to play them. People don't
Grosvenor
understand.
would get beat at Arbroath. Grosvenor would get beat at Arbroath.
Why is it so hard?
Mate, Arbroath for 2 years in a row had the third best home record in the country behind Rangers and Celtic.
It's freezing, mate.
You don't understand that, Paul.
Fucking
Mate,
freezing.
how windy is it?
It's so windy.
See, even when it's like June the 5th, mate, like blue skies, it's windy as fuck. It's mental. I don't know what.
It's Dick farting on that.
Aye, it's 100%.
The pictures well before that.
It's when it's windy. It's when it's windy and the fucking rain, and you're taking a throw in, and the sea comes over the stand,
That's it.
and you fucking.
But they give them credit as well. It's not just that. It's they're effective at what they do, mate.
100%.
They're very good at what they do.
100%.
They're a good hard working
Because see
bunch of guys.
for a part-time side, it's unbelievable how organised they are. It's so organised. It's got any team's going to struggle to play them, especially at home.
Do you think they beat it? So say it's a St Johnstone. Do you think Arbroath beat a St Johnstone?
No, they played each other in the cup this year, didn't they? And drew 0-0.
I don't know.
St Johnstone winning penalties, no, at Arbroath.
Right.
I tell you right now, whether what Arbroath will do or what they no do, nobody wants to play them, Simon.
No.
So you think if they win the first 2 games to get to the final against, say, a St Johnstone or whoever it is that's the second bottom, they're not going to fancy playing Arbroath.
You'd be mad with them in the league, wouldn't it?
In the Premier League, would be brilliant, man. That would be box office, wouldn't it?
Aye, it would be.
Yeah.
We need to get him in, don't we?
Right, Dundee Derby, boys. Who watched it? Who's seen the highlights?
Incredible.
Big Charles Mulgrew.
Look amazing, isn't he? He's
He's back to looking good, isn't it?
Yes.
Did he?
His hair's good,
Did he,
hasn't he?
He's here,
Interview with
Fuming.
He just doesn't give a fuck now, the big man,
no.
doesn't he? Coming at the end, he's just, I'm going to say what I think, man.
Think open goals brought that out in him?
Aye.
Defo, mate.
But he was right, though,
What?
in what he said.
What, he's just putting the ball?
Mark McGee questioning, did he mean it or not? Whether he meant it or not, just it's irrelevant. It's in the back of the net.
He's told the boys are losing other games anyway, so I don't think he's that bothered.
Did he actually say that?
Aye.
Aye,
It's unbelievable. I told him when I come in that we weren't going to win many games, so I told him to prepare for that. So how are you going to get to stay in the league, Mark?
Imagine hearing that.
Every time somebody scores again, he turns around and goes, told you.
There you go. There you go.
I'm going to win it.
Unbelievable.
That is bizarre, that interview, isn't it?
Aye.
He's obviously got mixed up. He has to have got mixed up, these words.
No, I don't think he has, mate.
Think
It
it's
was
reverse
very
psychology,
clear. It
no?
seemed very...
Think it's reverse psychology, no?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Just because they're getting beat.
Have you ever had a manager coach come in that done that? Paul Hart came into Sunday mate and just taught us we were all shite. Like 10 games to go, he's like 2 or 3 decent players, but and you're like,
You usually do that when they've gave up. You know,
can't wait to
first
go
when
and
you
run a
get
bit
a
for you, man. Eh?
You usually do that when you've had enough and you're like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, but first day, innit?
But Mark McGee just going in right away and saying
Aye, I
it.
know.
Fucking good on him.
But why does he think that group of players can't win games? It's just 1-2 in the bounce. I know they beat us, but...
And obviously,
Beat Hearts.
Derby Dundee United to a 4th.
Beat you for the away in Tynecastle.
That was under James McPake.
But the 2 goalies in that game were having a fucking laugh.
Mate, the
What's
first
Lawler doing for the first goal, mate? Where is he going? Have
don't know.
you seen it?
Nah.
Mate,
Nah.
he comes out to punch the ball and he's...
Bad.
On
The ball's 100 yards in the air and it's dropped to the edge of the box and just
He's sprinting, mate.
realises he's not getting there. Oh, what?
And then Charlie Adam does Seagrass with a shot. I thought it took a deflection, but it doesn't, mate. It's still in the middle of the goal.
I know. It does swerve, to be fair, but I still think it go. I mean,
Right, the
never
goal's
really
got
went
to
to the
say
top corner, did it?
No.
But
Right,
see
fair
in
play,
terms of the
Dundee,
game, what
A good game. It was a good game.
Unbelievable, mate. The chances both
That's the
teams had.
annoying thing, that like the Hibs Hearts good game, the Dundee United game, and they're like 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Great for fans,
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the games, but for us guys, can you get to watch it? Rubbish. But
Do you think that Dundee can build momentum now with that? Coming back? Because it's some
We'll see
character
that point.
mate.
It's
Mate, what is
massive.
it? 3 points?
4.
Is it 4?
4.
20.
Some character though, too,
But Matt, he was raging at the draw, wasn't he, Mark McGee?
It's like,
Oh,
fucking
get
baited loads, fuck.
Well, you got to think about it. St Johnstone, Dundee win that one. It's down to a point.
Yeah.
And St John's got to drop points to, because although Hibs and Aberdeen aren't in great form, they're still good sides. So they'll take points off her. So it's going to be interesting.
Think he was raging dingus when they scored 2. Dundee came back. Fuck's he fighting?
Aye, I never thought him to do that.
I know.
Fuck's he fighting there?
But see, if you look at it in terms of the 2 squads, Dundee and St Johnstone, Dundee have got more experienced players now
Aye.
to maybe get out this.
And individual quality, you feel as if they've got individually very good players.
Yeah.
I always thought that for the start of the season, but obviously results-wise, haven't they matched that? But see, to be fair, that is one thing I do think is good with the top 6. I know you're a big fan of it. Dundee,
They're
St
brilliant,
Johnstone, Hibs, whoever it is, they'll fancy to take points off
Each
anyone.
other, yeah.
So it could be a wee swing on
He
there.
didn't want the top 6, mate, after the weekend we just had that.
No, but my point is that it'd be so exciting every week who's trying to get... See if I finish in top 6, you get a prize at the end of the season for it. So everybody would be constantly right for the start of the season to the end of the season, all the way to try to sort of keep that exciting every week. Now that's kind of happened. Teams like Livingston that now are sort of like, we can't go down, we can't go. So it's kind of dead rubbers, as people call it, innit? So
But see, if they were still 7th and it was the normal league, they would still...
still be 7th, no point for it, I know.
Should they try and introduce like a European place or something somehow?
And a total cup or
So
something,
like
yeah.
have like a, I don't know, like a split it differently so that they've got something to play for. Because then, I don't know, it's good because obviously...
I would like more teams in the top 5.
I think the top 6 should
Would
just...
you, Andy?
Aye.
I would like that.
more teams, that'd be it.
I would like a
Definitely. Of course.
16 team league.
I think the bottom 6 should just play beat the goalie for the rest of the season.
So that'd be brilliant.
Every
Cuppy doubles. Pick your 2 best players for Cuppy doubles, mate.
That would be unreal, wouldn't it?
Kirby, see who goes down.
Or a big game of
amazing.
squash or something.
No, Cubby doubles, half a pitch. would be
Big
too-
Dingus,
Doubles
see,
is
but it
the
was
best game ever.
Kirby.
Dingus
Big
is his
Dingus,
boy.
no, he'd pick somebody with the arms, wouldn't he? So definitely was.
Playing a flat road.
Oh, amazing. Right, we're on to Celtic and Rangers. For our critics who say that's all we talk about, put them in at the end of the show.
No, keep them
Dairy
at 10
Tell
minutes.
say that, aye.
What about Celtic at the weekend, though?
They were tasty.
Absolutely
They were very, very good.
I said at the start of the season, it's my favourite Celtic team that I've watched.
Yeah, you
And
better
how-
than Rodgers Celtic?
Mere my preference of how I want football to be played. I enjoy watching this team more than the Rodgers team, 100%.
Quicker
Mate,
pace,
they're
high
fucking
intensity.
non-stop relentless.
Aye,
It's
yeah.
none of this pass. Rodgers, the goalie, touched the ball more than the fucking striker, mate. This is...
non-stop, innit?
7
Watch
goals.
how they run, mate. They run off the ball, it's unbelievable.
To be fair,
I never knew, Andy Ange left Australia when he got in the World Cup. Did you know that?
No.
He qualified Australia at the World Cup and left Australia. They had a big sort of fun out.
Over what?
I don't know.
Right.
Sorry, Andy, on your ball. Just didn't know. If you
can't remember what I was going to
Fucked
say.
you.
No. For St Johnson's point of view, Celtic could do that to anyone, to be fair.
Yeah.
But St Johnson are defending for some of the goals, man. It was poor. But Celtic, mate, it could have been 10. Easily could have been 10.
Incredible.
The chances he had even the last 10, 15
the
minutes.
squad's
of the
great
game.
now, innit, as well. See
Aye.
the squad,
Yeah.
the subs, and you can change players and all that. Like, it's unbelievable. I say it every week what that guy's done.
Their strength and
And
depth
it's
in
remarkable.
midfield is
Yeah,
mental,
scary.
isn't it? Is that midfield free?
But again, I was asked Derek and Frank this on the Coombe show, so I'll ask you, last week you seen them kind of sitting and hitting the counter. Do you think you'll see more of that next year, maybe in Europe, that inch, or will it always be...
He did
Full
say there's
throttle.
only been no City play in it.
Yeah.
But then V-Rangers, they did.
But-
So, I don't know.
But Celtic are miles better defensively now than they were at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And it's the same players.
Yeah.
So maybe
So it's
that was
coaching.
just him coming in and
Aye.
they try to obviously put his print across, and it
I
took
think
a bit
in
of time to
terms
get used to
of
it.
he's saying there about will they do that in Europe, I think what they can do now is they can do both sides of the game. They can do all the passing, all the wee bits and bobs, but they can also do it ugly.
So come to the retreat line.
Aye, they can come. Well, I wouldn't suggest coming to the retreat line. You've always got to give yourself an advantage at some point. You've got to be clever.
I
with
love
this.
that you're just fucking the retreat line off.
No, I do shout retreat, whether the kids listen to me or not. I shout retreat in a foreign language so the kids don't really
Polish
understand.
accent, you do
Polish,
it.
aye, retreat. So, but no, I
Is that your
just,
Polish?
Nah, it's kind of day Polish. But where are we?
Polish coach would be good.
Polish coach, aye.
Yeah, one of your players just pissed on the pitch.
Aye, after you said retreat to him.
Kurva!
There you go.
Kevin.
Kurva's actually a word because I remember when
I
I
know
played
what
with
that is, and
Hearts.
it's a horrendous one.
Aye, because when I remember playing with
Victor Atkins,
Hearts, the Polish used to call me a Corva, you big Corvin, whatever it was. Aye, so must be a
Big
Polish
Corvin
one.
Keith.
Big Corvin Keith, aye.
Corvin Kyle,
Brilliant,
brilliant.
man.
So again, we're talking about Celtic how run, and then you look at why is it, I know you're saying they could do anyone, but see with the goals, it's like sitting off people.
Who?
St Johnston.
I like the Riley goal where it's been played at his feet in the box and he's took a touch, just moved it a wee bit and then put it at top corner.
People now.
Surely you can block that as a defender.
The first goal for me, St Johnstone had at least 5 opportunities to clear the ball.
Clear the ball. Aye.
And not like, obviously the second goal, it's a back pass that leaves shots. An individual mistake can happen, but defensively as a unit. That's the thing about like going back to St Johnstone. Their success last year was built on how good they were at the back. Because even last year, they never really scored many goals. Still never really scored many goals. This year, it's been a bit of off defensively and they were near as good as what
They were animals last year. You had Ali McCann and guys like that in people's faces all the time. Now it's like stand up. I watched St Mirren Rangers yesterday in here. It's the first goal. Like, I like Marcus Fraser's a good player, but ball goes to Kent, mate, and he kind of jogs out to him. Sprint out. Try to stay in the league.
St Johnstone were poor, let's be honest. As good as Celtic were, St Johnstone were poor.
It's a great debate, that, by the way. I wonder who people would think Rodgers' team are.
Or Ange's.
It's unbelievable, that. Do you know what's even more unbelievable? That Rodgers had a really good players there. But the fact that we can even ask that question when Ange just came in and built that team in one season, innit?
I'll be honest, mate, I went to a couple of European games towards the end of Rodgers and I was sitting there like, this is fucking boring.
But that's to be. He can't class it this season because he's literally just threw the team together and stuff. But Rodgers, his time at Celtic wasn't good in Europe.
No.
And they
But there's Ange been in the first year.
But I'd be interested to see the way Ange will be next season with his full squad of players now. Do you know what I mean? But now Rodgers is full time. He was in the Champions League, to be fair, so he's playing against top teams. But
Drew Man City, didn't they?
aye, that was a great result.
If Celtic win this league, if they go over the straight into the Champions League, is that right? Aye.
Yeah.
So the money that comes with that,
I know.
It's like 40 million.
40 million
like,
quid.
imagine like Celtic will surely give that or some of it to Ange if let's say if they win the league. Like you've got absolute 100% trust in that guy buying what you need
Aye, because he knows what he
to
wants.
compete in Europe.
You're right.
Because he's identified players in a market that nobody's really dipped into in terms of like Hatate, Kyogo, guys like that coming in, Maida. You're like, what could he go and get? Is there other players that he identifies that maybe were out his budget or maybe didn't have the money for? You just wonder, like, it's massive.
Well,
it's massive in terms of, could Celtic, if they go on and win the league and the money they get for this, put themselves beyond Rangers to a point that it's difficult to?
Aye.
Because I feel
depends on obviously if Rangers get there for the qualifying as well.
Listen, I'd love Rangers to get there in the qualifier because it makes it great for the league and everyone else. But it's going to be, I just kind of feel like last year when Rangers won the league, they should have out and got, like, I look at the January window and I think a Ramsey coming in, great marquee signing, brilliant. But they've got plenty of cover in midfield. They didn't need a Ramsey. What they needed was if Morelos got injured, could we have had somebody in there? So I'm looking at it to think, yeah, Roof scored a hat-trick yesterday. Sakala started through the week. Had they had somebody that was a ready-made replacement for Morelos, but somebody as good, because I know Morelos hasn't scored many goals in the Old Firm games, but what he does in Old Firm games is a fucking pest. Puts his arse in. I just look at it and think, with Ange now, you're thinking, God, if he gets that checkbook, what can he actually maybe do?
He's got a treadmill in his living room, isn't he?
He's a hero.
Aye.
He runs watching the telly, mate.
How do you
I've never
run
seen
that?
somebody run like that.
How do you
It's
keep doing
fucking
these sprints and then and able to recover to go
Ange
again?
said that when we interviewed him. He's
asked him,
like,
didn't you?
because I thought I was more thinking about the distances. He's like, nah, the best thing about him is that he can sprint again. It's crazy, man.
It is mental.
Apparently he's got the ball record for the most sprints in a game.
I think it was
Has he?
I think it was me set that started that rumour.
Who started that?
I think I started it one week. I didn't even know why I
Somebody
started
told me
it.
that. He said he's got the actual ball record
Probably
for
him.
that
I think it was
team.
me that said that.
Well, 12 million of the budget you'd imagine is going to go to Carter Vickers and Jota. I'd be surprised if Celtic don't try and sign them in it.
Yeah.
Where else think that Celtic team, sorry I keep saying that, but where do you think you maybe looking at taste anything?
No,
Defence
you don't know
still maybe?
better than me.
I think he'd get another centre half. Probably
I would say a centre half.
left-sided centre back,
Centre half
especially for in Europe, mate.
With Starfield.
Centre half, centre forward.
Centre forward, aye.
Aye.
I think a left back is well way Taylor.
Yeah.
They've not got cover there, have they?
No.
Juranovic just
Juranovic can go and play over a I
just
think a left centre back. I think if you're going to play that way and against better teams, you need somebody that can take the ball on their strong foot, I would imagine.
Aye.
But you see Rangers,
I think
Rangers
that's
show
the
them what
hardest. I think that's the hardest position in world football to get, a left-sided centre half.
Tom Boyd, can he play him easily?
He's getting better at it.
That's easy.
Aye, he has been getting better at it.
So
I think he's seen Starfield there and thought, I need to start working on that, but he's getting there to be man.
So there you go, it could be Boyd. Rangers, as I say, watched them yesterday. I thought they played well. I thought they were really good when Davis came on.
Aye, well, that's probably...
Mystery to me.
I can't believe that.
Mystery.
I think sometimes that we things in football can happen, which is he's a player a bit of luck if you've been out in the cold for a while, which Davis has, and he showed for the 60 minutes that he still can make an impact for now at the end of the season. So it'll be interesting to see what Rangers team will be on Thursday, because I thought there was going to be, I think there has to be changes for the team that played against Braga on Thursday. Davis could be one that comes in. But
he's that one midfielder that plays, I hate the word, plays through the lines. Roof's second goal, mate. He's got an easy pass and he could just play at the full back, but instead he takes a wee touch and bangs it inside to Randy, who gets on the half turn and they go and score.
He can dominate a whole game, Davis, can't he?
He can dominate a game, mate. He can control a game.
Control it, that's
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
I honestly don't think Braga were great on Thursday. I really don't. But Kamal Roof's just got the hat and brilliant, took his goals really well, but I still just don't think Rangers are the same side when Morelos doesn't play. So I don't know, what does Gio do on Thursday to try and obviously change that as best possible to Rangers, because they've had a shot on target last week.
No.
And
Ramsey needs to play as well.
Didn't have anything against
Ramsey was good
Celtic,
again
didn't have anything
yesterday.
against Braga. You're worried, obviously, they scored 4 yesterday, but I still think at home, Rangers will take care of
Yeah, they'll do
Braga.
it.
I think they've got to start fast like they did against Celtic, but maintain that. You've got to keep that up, because I think Braga will come and try and just sit in and make it difficult for Rangers.
Roof's a good finisher, isn't he? You didn't see him miss a lot of chances. I know against Celtic he didn't get a lot, but when he does get a chance, he takes it.
I think he's had credit for that, because he's came on in games and scored big goals, but it's not just the goals, it's what he brings to the team as obviously. I just think Morelos in tighter games where if you're trying to play out for the back and teams are trying to press you, Morelos turns bad balls into good balls. If you're struggling to play through the lines, like happened at Celtic a couple of times and Connor Golson's going long, Morelos should just chasing that down and turn that into a throw-in or a free kick. He can buy something where I don't think Kamal Roof's got the overall link-up game that Alfredo's got. Will that be the only difference of how Rangers can improve on Thursday? I don't know, but
Leon King done well as well, by the way. He came on, pinging the ball about. I love that.
That's another thing for me. I would love to see. Listen, everyone probably agrees that Celtic are heavily favourites to go and win the league now. The Rangers are still going to try and do what they can from now to the end of the season, but I would love to see Lowry, Leon King,
Richard
young boys
Gough.
that deserve it. They need to deserve it first and foremost, but I would love to see them get some games for now to the end of the
Did you see
season.
King yesterday?
Brilliant, mate.
Mate, wasn't it just playing safe?
In it, aye.
Zinging balls about.
I told you.
Tomo really liked King.
I told
Did
you
he?
when I left. I told you when I left when you said, "Oh, who's obviously Nathan Patterson was one who jinxed the next." Well, I've always felt Leon was the one that will make a step up.
He's a bit about him. And what has he got?
Is he young and Scottish as well?
Yeah.
A 30-year-old's brain, which I think's massive for younger kids. He's just so mature in the way he plays. Like you says, he's not scared to get on the ball and try and make things happen. He's not the biggest, but he's very, very intelligent. So if he keeps maintaining the progress as it is, I think he'll have a future at Rangers.
Tomo said it as well, say aye.
Tomo loved him, mate. Tomo was one that he used to say.
For him, innit?
Eh?
That's one of the best. How do you say that? The highest bit of credit you can get for somebody is Tomo, the type of player he was. Is that the right word? Do you know what I mean?
I don't
Try
know.
again. Try again.
Try again.
Aye, and
Try
a
and
Polish
think of the
accent.
No, no Polish accent.
Try and think of the word that you're talking about.
Ah, it's a bad one.
The biggest accolade.
One of the best accolades you could get for a guy like
Sounds
Kevin
better.
Thompson.
Well done.
Innit?
He's
But
got it
the
now.
type of player he was, and
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it could come for him that.
Right, this is another big game after Thursday. It's semi-final. Fancy Celtic favourites?
And I'm not just saying this because from a Celtic point of view, I can't see any other result. I really can't. And it's a game we talk about the Hibs and Hearts that Celtic are obviously in much better form and all that, and that can go out the window with a semi-final against the biggest rivals. But the way Celtic are playing now, I just can't. I can't see it. I really can't. And then Keele will come back as well now.
I think the manner they won that Old Firm game, it gave them that confidence they had the Saturday against St John's. It gave them like a big boost, I think.
And I think
like Andy
sorry,
said earlier.
sorry.
Sorry, Paul. Andy said earlier, like, it's a one-off game, the semi-final. If Rangers don't turn up or look more closer to Celtic than the last kind of couple of games, then questions will start to be asked. Because I genuinely think that they need to do something, whether it be winning Thursday night to get into would that be the semi-final?
Aye, semis.
Semis, or win the Scottish Cup. What do you prioritise? You can't really prioritise because you need to go for both.
Yeah.
If they get to semi-final and beat Celtic on Sunday, how would you deem the season considering the way it's went? Is that acceptable for Gio?
What, if he wins the Scottish Cup?
If he wins the Scottish Cup, gets to semi-final of Europa, having come in midway through the season.
I don't think
The gap they had in the point swing's no good. That's not acceptable.
if they win the Europa League, which
Aye.
obviously
It's
is
tough.
a big ask, but I mean that was definitely a successful season. Because
I think the game will still be tight on Sunday.
Do you?
I still think it'll be very, very tight.
But see, the thing is, Kev, Celtic weren't their best last week either, so they can still play much better.
They can go up a gear.
And I don't know, I just think the way Celtic are, especially you're right with that, the way they beat for the Rangers game, and you've seen the confidence against St John's,
Right.
they're going to come
Are
really.
you going Mida left, Jota right again? Couple of Jota's assists came for the left this week.
Did it? I would listen. I would personally probably go with Jota on the left.
Oh, would you right?
But
What's changed?
no, but I was just saying what Ange was going to play.
Oh, did you right? I thought you said that's what you'd do.
No, but because I think, listen, Maida can play anywhere. I mean, he's just going to run anywhere and the ball back in. So I would go with Jota. Jota's not natural to me right winger.
what's your midfield free? Because O'Reilly's
Good questions.
I would
Like
stick with the same at
So
start.
gauge your team and then gauge your team first what you would play.
I would start the exact team that started at Ibrox. But
So you would play Jota on the right.
no, sorry, with that change. Sorry, but
So you put Mida on the right and
Maida on the
Jota
right, Jota on the
left.
left, and the big man has been unbelievable up front. He really is. But if
Can you take a wee knock at the weekend?
No, I think he came off, didn't he?
and that's one of the ones that you might actually be take Kehoe back in there. Might be easier
you put him in?
to say. I would.
I'd put Jota on the left purely for the fact that I think Big Bassey's a hard defender to get by.
To get by. And you just let him and Meader tackle fuck
You just let Bassey run all the way up and down that left wing, and you let Meader
they
chase
should
him.
just put a lane out on the left hand side and let Meader and fucking Bassey race each other.
Bassey, do you know Bassey, Andy?
No.
He's strong as an ox.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's coming on really well, by the way.
He's done well.
And I just think that Celtic might get more joy with Jota being on the left, because I think that Tav's always had questions asked about him defensively. So he likes to get forward, so is there an opportunity there? And I just think with Bassey, I just think he's a fucking decent big defender, to be fair to him. He's very difficult to get by.
Well, the Barisic played yesterday, didn't he?
I done really well,
Done
to be
well,
fair. But I still think Bassey will play. Definitely still think Bassey will play.
What's your Rangers team and who are you playing?
Is Jack injured or was he
Just want to
rested?
score goals for Hearts now.
I think he was just rested, aye. We need to worry about our cup semi on Saturday first.
Your head's on that, innit?
What would you go with? It's a great question.
Rangers.
What I will say
Ramsey
about
in
that
the
game,
middle, Davis
Davis as well.
Davis and
Could
Jack.
though potentially, or do you think this is an easy thing to say, do you think Celtic could run out of the tap with Ramsey and Davis in there?
it just depends how Rangers played, doesn't
You
it?
do think that?
I don't think...
Again, it will depend how Rangers played, but if they go toe to toe, then you would think so.
And you're still playing?
But I think Rangers might sit in a wee bit more.
I do as well. That's what I was going to say. I don't think it will be the case where it's as end to end as it was for the majority of the first half at Ibrox. I don't think Rangers will be as front foot going in the I think the first goal is absolutely massive for Rangers. And I know Rangers scored the first one at Ibrox there and ended up losing, but I think if Celtic score first, the way they've been this year, every time, if they score early in any game,
They just go and go.
They just go for a second, they go for a third, and it might be harder for Rangers to come back into the game. So I think the first goal is massive.
I know you might not agree, I think they must start Sakala, I do.
For the pace. Maybe if you're sitting in, especially if you're hitting on the counter,
Honestly, I'm with you. I agree on that.
100%.
I think his pace,
He's direct as well.
it can trouble people. It definitely can.
He took a lot of stick at Braga, but see, for me, the stick was maybe worrying for his end product, but he created a couple of half chances on his own by just chasing a long ball and getting on the end of it, getting after somebody. His end product wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, that would need to improve, but I just
even the Old Firm game, he come on and
he gets a chance. He always gets a chance, doesn't he?
He always gets a chance, and I think that even if his pace, and he's not, I wouldn't say he's quite strong. So see when he's running with power.
Yeah.
And I always think that's an attribute for anybody, because it's difficult to defend against.
He's one of them, it's like hits off somebody's shin and it always lands to him. Remember he plays Jim O'Brien, mate?
They'll go left, right, and it'll hit everybody else's legs and still get his feet.
Too much was in front of Celtic though, too much was in his playing there. Celtic are so comfortable at going pressure, get in behind them. What happened with the first goal when Kent in behind? You see, get Kent to the left and Sakala for the right, and it could be it.
Who you want to win here?
No, but just be a pundit, do you know what I mean? I'm just
you're
showing
enthusiasm.
Putting the pundit voice come on there.
It was a wee bit different, wasn't it?
I'm just, as a team, it has to be, you look at, Liverpool stuff, man, they're so hungry to get in behind it.
we need to talk about
the
that
two
game.
teams just
We need to
to
talk about that game.
22 fucking animals.
That's
Oh my
brilliant.
God,
Some
man.
teams, absolutely.
Serious.
See how high they defend. When you're playing against the two best teams in the world, right?
They are the two best
And
teams in the world.
See how high the defenders go up. Never this sitting back,
Just
going,
fuck it.
play proper.
They're the two best
Get
teams
the
in the
ball
world
back
right
up
now,
there.
definitely.
Trent defensive as well, the gaff though, wasn't he?
Who, Trent?
But Man City targeted that, and Klopp said that it's the most direct he's ever seen Man City play. He said they were more direct than us. I wasn't too sure on that comment, because Man City still pop it, but I do believe that they had a wee hang on getting it at Trent's head.
This last 5 minutes, you've went on
If
one
you're
here.
struggling to keep up, let me know. It seems like that.
Right, predictions for the game, what you've going? I'll go 3-2 Celtic.
I'll go 2-1 Celtic.
I'm going to go 3-0 Celtic.
3-0?
I'm going to go a draw, and then Celtic win in extra time.
Wow. What, score draw?
Aye.
How does it play out, if you don't mind me asking? Just a wee bit, I don't want too much, just a wee bit.
Personally,
And an
I
accent.
would see...
And a Dutch accent for
Dutch,
Gio.
aye,
Not
Dutch.
Gio.
For Gio. That's a great shout.
But he's just caught Sakala pissing on the wall and changed it.
See that?
Because he's no starting.
It sounds all right.
No, he's
and
actually
he
just pissed himself. He's pissed himself.
He's early starting. And Mater's got to be chasing him.
I see Celtic scoring first, and then Rangers getting a late equaliser through pressure on the
What time is it?
Late in the game.
Late in the game?
Aye, and then it'll go to extra time, and then substitutions will be the difference.
As in,
Will Keogh go start?
no.
No.
No,
Kyogo
I don't
start.
think so.
No,
If
come on.
Giacomakis is
If
fit.
Big Giacomakis is fit, he plays.
If
And
there's
then you
going-
bring
Even
him
if he doesn't, I don't think he starts.
If there's going to Hampden,
I think if Giovanni's in the fit, Mida goes up,
That's
Abada
strange.
goes right, and Jota goes left.
That's strange.
Abada,
Two goals last
Abadi.
time at Hampden to win the game. Oh,
Are you going, Paul? Are you going?
I don't know, do you know what I mean? and you're in the media game, and high in the media game, you need to be careful.
Especially after your performance.
How chirpy is he compared to last year's podcast, by the way, honestly?
It was just horrific. Every Sunday night when you're thinking, getting in, I used to go through my head about 5 different excuses.
Your grand's died about 5 times, didn't you?
I've had about 8 grands.
But I think we were very complimentary of Rangers last year.
Of course, you've got this, and as much as I'm really big on this.
You want to be fair.
And I really believe this, and I'm big on it. I don't like the type of punditry that Boyd and Sutton kind of show. I don't.
As in, you just kind of stick with your team.
I look at Neville and Carragher, and they're openly saying I'm a Man United and Liverpool fan, but they're the most honest people about their own clubs as you'll get. I mean, Neville slaughters Man United.
Say about Solskjaer.
But so I think that was my ex-player, but it still wasn't right. But
are they the most hateful team of all time? This Man United team I have.
Aye.
Listen, no bad that performance at Goodison.
It was a good result when you look at it.
Man United are shocking. Who comes in and turns that mob around?
He's good, Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, I like Ten Hag. I'm happy as Ten Hag.
Somebody's trying to hijack him and take him somewhere else.
I hijacked him 10 years ago.
Leipzig, they're no... Leipzig are not beating Man United.
You met him, Ten Hag.
10 years ago.
And you got him into coaching, didn't you?
I got him into
You know his brother Ball?
Ballhag?
Ballbag.
That's worse than mine, by the way.
3 bad jokes today.
Lawnmower was the best out of them all.
Aye, it probably was, but it was not saying much, as it was.
No, but let's go into the Man City and Liverpool game.
Honestly,
who wins the league, Andy? You're a big on Liverpool.
I've said Liverpool since the start of the season. I can't change it now. I'll stick with it. Liverpool win the Champions League.
And it's going to be there. I think they'll be there in the final as well. And it's rubbish, but the plates on the semi and
the European Cup.
No, FA and Saturday.
This
weekend coming, but you'd love that as the final. Because who's playing with Chelsea and somebody?
Chelsea and the
Watford.
Crystal Palace.
No, Crystal Palace.
Chelsea been doing well.
Chelsea with a good result.
Chelsea, what was that, 6?
What before that?
6.
That says I love to hassle out in last week as well. Beat 6.
He loves getting a scud in the season. Remember 9-0, 9-0, 9-6.
He's Mark McGee's here, isn't he?
Mark McGee phones him. This is your scud.
Is that you beat again? How do you get beat? I'm only getting beat 3. How do I make it 9?
I love getting beat, Mark. Wait a minute.
Oh, you want to keep going?
Wait a minute, keep it going.
Right, what do you want to talk about?
What have you up to the weekend?
I've got to get my kids at a football camp. No, that's no Boca, sorry.
What one are they at?
Clyde camp.
Proper football camp, is it?
Oh,
wow.
It's a wee dig, That's a wee dig.
Are we getting to finish, we're getting one accent?
No.
You can choose whatever accent it is.
No, I can't.
You just need a push when you're doing it.
Nah. But I'll come up with one for next week.
You say that?
You're actually very good at them though.
I know, but...
The Polish was good. What was the word you kept saying?
Kurva. See, when you put in a spot, it's hard because I'm trying to think of a wee scenario in my head. Although you're trying to fill me with silly scenarios.
But the scenario always turns into a problem.
When you said that first scenario about the cat, I'm picturing a fucking cat. And I'm thinking, cats can't talk, so what am I even doing?
But you can feel, I can see in your eyes, you can feel that.
I'm trying to feel the emotion.
I love that, you would try it, isn't it, big man?
Can you show us a squat, please?
A squat? Aye.
Please,
I've got a story about a squat, but I'm going to tell you.
Go tell us. This is good.
No, Lynn will kill me.
We're going for a pint? Any defence?
No, see, I told you.
What is the capital of Germany first to get it?
Dusseldorf.
Berlin.
Berlin it is. Fuck
Kevin. Dusseldorf, fuck me.
I need to stop.
What was his question last week?
Mate, there's like 9 players that have played with Messi and Ronaldo.
Aye.
He says 2.
I got you 3, but what you?
Capital of Norway.
Oslo.
Well done, Andrew.
He's an Oslo accent.
No.
Go on, big Norwegians.
Big Norwegian, big Tory Andy Flo.
Go geese it.
Nah.
You've just missed a sitter.
Nah.
And pish.
Piss your pants.
Right, fuck off.
Boy.